Mania each Saturday. James, Zeus, and Pedro are out this way. They talk wrestling and other things. It's time to mark out Mania.
Ow! That was you twanged that up a little bit there at the end there, Pedro.
Do what?
Did you break a string?
No. I was just, the song is somewhat intentionally dissonant.
Yes. I am familiar with the song.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I broke
intentionally
another
dishonest.
guitar string. Ding.
Hey, whoa. Welcome everyone to the Mark Out Mania. We've got, I haven't done this in a while, but let's introduce everyone. We've got James Extreme Sarno. How are you?
Yes, sir. I am doing well tonight.
And then we have the God of Thunder, Zeus King Dark. How are you, Mr. Bolt Thrower?
I'm slinging lightning with my left hand this week. Again, so.
What's up, everyone?
Boys!
Yes.
How's it been? How's it been for you guys? Everything's okay? Everything's good this week? I hope you all staying safe.
Last week was this is a shitty week, and
yeah,
and this week hadn't been a lot better. I mean, it's been it's been not as bad wrestling wise, but it's the world is still
the world is on fire.
Yeah, the world is. I mean, they said that nothing. They said there's stuff been down your way, Pedro, some riots and things.
No. I mean, I live like an hour and a half away from Houston, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So I mean, I was far away from all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's breaking out all over the country. It's everywhere now.
Yeah. I don't want to get into this stuff too much, but
right. No. I
do want to talk about one thing, just because I'm weird and I found this slightly funny. People had got to the Ohio State House, and they were like smashing windows and stuff, and people were tweeting it and saying, "They're at the White House. They're breaking the windows. They're getting in the White House." And I was just laughing, thinking, like, y'all realize what would happen if they got over the fence to the White House? Like, they would never get to the house.
Yeah, they wouldn't make it there. I'm pretty sure security's pretty damn high in most.
Also, I was like, are people not familiar what the White House looks like?
You'd be surprised, Pedro. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
If there's one thing that Americans are worse at than geography, it's what fucking landmarks look like.
Oh, this is true. But hey,
I asked somebody once, do you know where 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is? And they told me in Pennsylvania. I'll leave it at that.
I think they have that in England a bit too, in regards to the address of where the prime minister. Anyways,
brutal.
Anyways, speaking about burning it down. What about that? I don't know. Y'all pick a topic to start off with.
Speaking of burning it down, how about Seth Rollins?
Raw. Okay, go with there. I only saw little bits of Raw, so I can't say
actually,
that much.
Raw was better this week, and this week actually was the premiere of the hockey picture glass going up around the ringside. That actually might be the new norm in wrestling,
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because that plexiglass keeps the talent away from the fans away from the talent, vice versa. You can't touch them, you can't throw shit at them,
Yeah.
But it will take away some spots. You know, I don't see Keith Lee putting anybody in the second row anymore. But that might be the new norm. But it was cool how the WWE had the NXT Universe guys and the Performance Centers guys all over the ring cheering and booing and saying shit to everybody. So I thought that was kind of cool. It did show in the performance of the wrestlers because it actually looked like they were more into it. You know, I felt Raw was a bit more lively this week. You know, some of the storylines are still shit. But the actual in-ring performance, it was a little better. So, Double Y, Double H, what's going on?
Yeah, shout out to I almost did the Double Y, Double H to Y1H.
But yeah, it was okay. It was all right. You know, it was okay. I know, you're supposed to have the Rey Mysterio. This whole thing, his retiring ceremony, is supposed to happen this week coming up, but I think that's a work. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I just think it's all just crap.
It's just gonna be a Seth Rollins thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a segment. It's gonna be one of it's gonna be a shitty segment, and it's gonna suck, and just no.
On the plexiglass still, the entrances look kind of cool with it because the lights and stuff are like reflecting on all the things. I felt bad for the talent acting as the audience because they had to stand up the entire time.
Yeah, but it looked like a few of them were really into it, though. You know?
Yeah, but can you imagine how their legs feel the next day?
They also said it was for multiple tapings.
Oh man,
it's like 4 hours or like 4 shows or something.
Good
thing they're all young.
Yeah.
Hey, just think of it as cardio. That's all. Yeah. But I like the plexiglass thing. You know, I'm just waiting for Vince McMahon to come up with some hockey pucks and trying to hit somebody in the crowd. You know,
so someone's gonna go through the plexiglass.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Kind of interesting. Like they have the NXT and those people at Raw and SmackDown, and then at NXT they had just other NXT people.
Okay.
People were like wondering, like, will the Raw and SmackDown people be the audience for NXT? And it's like, no, they're not.
I tell you, I've really just kind of enjoyed like just having, wrestling just really passively on, and then I can just kind of look up at it because I don't even have the volume on hardly because, if it's not people I want to see, I just glance up and know I don't have to look again for another 10 or 15 minutes.
Right.
I mean, it's just it helps my my mental stress and everything it's like it's so low without having to worry. It's just like, scan and pan, or you find the 2 or 3 things you like on the buffet, and
exactly.
You fill your plate with that, and then you don't have to worry about eating the garbage.
Hey, Zeus.
Anything that's Otis or Mandy Rose has to offer, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that just to entertain you guys.
Yeah, we will get to that later. But hey, Zeus,
yeah,
if you want wrestling like where the wrestling matches, you want to have the sound off, but you want to watch, that there's a promotion that you can do that to, and that you should do that to, and that is Impact Wrestling. Because they have the very worst commentary team anywhere right now. It is what is his name? Josh Matthews? Is he the guy?
Yeah.
Okay, it's him and his wife, Madison Rain. They're doing commentary together now on Impact, and they're still doing like a face commentator and a heel commentator dynamic, but it's like it's almost like they're acting like they're not married when everyone knows that they're married and have kids together. And it's this whole weird dynamic, and they're just the most grating, annoying commentary anywhere. So if you want to watch wrestling where you're like, I'm curious to see the wrestling, but I can't handle this, throw on some music and watch that.
Yeah.
I did watch Impact this week.
I think we could watch Impact with the sound off and listen to the Pedro show about people dying. I think that would be appropriate.
No. My show is not about people dying.
I know, Pedro. It's just funny.
Oh, my God.
They were dead already when he started singing about them, James.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go.
I'm just next time. I'm just gonna perform that song about is it Tom Dooley? I'm just gonna perform that song for like an hour.
You could do the MASH theme song with the words.
Yeah,
there you go.
Pressing fuck. Suicide is.
Oh my God. Suicide Solution. I really wish we weren't saying these song titles.
Yeah. We'll stop it.
Yes, we will. Oh my God.
So who's on Impact this week? Was the North?
The North.
I'd like to see more of the North.
They did some cinematic wrestling bit. They went to it's weird we say that. They've been doing that in Impact for a really long time.
Yeah.
Since the Matt Hardy stuff, the final deletion and all that stuff. They went to the middle of nowhere to wrestle some yokels. Apparently there's some tag team, but I don't know what their name was. So they were just yokels. Okay. So they went to the middle of nowhere to wrestle these yokels. And it was the super cheaply produced and filmed, but it was kind of fun in a way. It was kind of funny, but the acting super wooden across the board. All the Impact stuff, the vignettes, the acting is the worst.
It's like a sci-fi movie, yeah.
And I mean, it might be below a sci-fi movie in terms of the acting.
Five-headed shark attack, awesome.
I mean, they had a segment backstage where Kiera Hogan and who's the girl who was on the NWA? Tasha Steelz.
Yeah.
Okay, her and Tasha Steelz were bullying Kylie Ray. And then do you remember Kylie Ray? She was in AEW for one show, and then she went away, and then she's
the girl with the Pikachu gear.
Yeah, the girl with the Pikachu gear. Okay, so they're bullying her backstage, and then Su Yung appears, but right now Su Young's doing a gimmick where she's Susie something, I don't know, but she's not doing the undead thing, but occasionally she gets upset and she gets flashes of the undead Su Yung or whatever. But they're bullying Kylie Ray, and then Su Yung or Susie comes out and it's like, you shouldn't do that, it's it's bad or whatever, and then they bully her, and then that whole thing was like the worst acting I've seen in forever. And I was just, I was cringing so hard. I was like, oh no. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. No one did good on that show in terms of promos. Promos were bad across the board that entire show.
I think promos have been bad across the board the entire week in all promotions. Okay? Horrible.
The wrestling was okay in some parts, but I mean a lot of it you could go without seeing, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. There is a match. It was Kimberly versus Jessica Havoc. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, I don't know.
That match wasn't that bad. It was all right. And then I'm trying to think what the main event was. It was Michael Elgin versus Trey Miguel, I think is his name. He's part of the Rascals.
Yeah,
and that was all right too. It was kind of spot fest kind of deal, but it was a little dumb and sloppy at points. But it was all right,
What was the Donna Perazzo? Is that
it was just like a hype video thing. It was just her explaining what a virtuoso was, and people were kind of making fun of that because her definition was incorrect. But
she hasn't appeared in the ring yet. No,
it was just like a hype video. But okay. It was just saying that she's coming to Impact. And there's a little story from that because people were giving Kenny Omega heat about that after it aired because they're like, why didn't y'all grab her? Since I guess he's in charge of the women's stuff, or one of the ones involved in the women's stuff, and he said, well, we're proud of who we have. Watch our women's division; it speaks for itself. And the people disagreed with him, and he said, you watch what you like, and etc. Did y'all see any of that? Or
I saw some of the, that him speaking up about it, but that's a lot of people are saying on across social media is that their division is light, and they feel like that that all these people that have left other places are not coming to AEW, and why is that?
I don't know if it's me or it's my personal bias against AEW, but I used to enjoy watching Kenny Omega in New Japan. Now I can't even watch him in AEW. I can't. I pass his matches on YouTube and stuff. I don't even watch them, and no, I pass. I don't know. It's because if he's in AEW or it's because he's not in New Japan. Because he stepped it up in New Japan. AEW, he looked like crap.
I think a case could be made if you go back and watch his New Japan stuff that it may not be as good as you originally thought it was.
Well, probably could be. Probably.
But I mean, overall, I mean, I think if you're not none of us are really enjoying AEW.
No.
Right.
But there are people there that we like, and we're still not watching it. So it's probably, like I said, it's hard for me to even sit around and wait for, Pac and Phoenix and Pentagon to show up, because between that and of course Angelico and Evans are sadly a jobber team, and they're usually on the Tuesday night show if they're on.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, right now they're not on because of the
right. But what I'm saying
is in Mexico. But yeah,
what I'm saying is I think the us not enjoying the overall product is one of the reasons. Like you probably don't want to enjoy somebody that you have previously.
No.
Well, so last year we watched Double or Nothing, which was their first show.
I actually enjoyed that.
I had if y'all remember, I had criticisms of the show when we talked about it. And
it was far from perfect, but I enjoyed the Dusty Rose Cody Rose match. I thought that was good.
I mentioned this last year, but it still bothers me that they have that kind of blood and guts match for no reason, basically. I mean, but that almost speaks to a problem AEW has in general. Their building up and booking is always weird, and they do things for just reasons, No one has to know the reason, apparently. But here we are. Anyways, what I was getting at, it's a year later. They have the second Double or Nothing. So we've had a year of AEW. And I watched a lot of AEW in this year, have I not?
Yes, you have. More than James and I.
Yes, you did. Combined.
And when I didn't watch all of Double or Nothing, I saw a lot of clips, and I saw the women's title match, and I saw the Stadium Stampede. I saw those two matches in full, and the rest I just saw clips. And after I finished the Stadium Stampede match, there was a thought in my head that was like, I could stop watching right now. And it's not even that it was the worst thing in the world or something like that. I mean, it was kind of just like a more cheaply produced version of the Money in the Bank that they did recently in the WWE. To me, it was kind of like that. So it was just kind of like a cheaper version of that in a way, but which is not really a criticism. It just kind of
that's the way it is.
yeah, it was just kind of a weird, a goof fest in a way, kind of like the Money in the Bank was. But when it was over, I was just like, I could stop watching now because it just, a lot of the problems that promotion has is still ongoing. Just thinking about the Cody Rhodes stuff, think about the build up to Cody versus Dustin at last year's Double or Nothing. Cody was like, I hate the Attitude Era. I want to kill it by killing my brother. And Dustin was like, I want to help out my brother, but if he's gonna talk like that, well, our dad loved me best. And then they had the blood and guts match, and then after where Cody was healing it up the entire match they hit Dustin with like 2 or 3 low blows in that match and all kind of stuff, and then afterwards, after bleeding his brother and doing heel stuff all night, all the match long, he's like crying and he's like, I'm gonna face the best tag team in the world and I need my older brother. And they hug and it's like, okay, that whole deal is kind of weird. If you look at it on paper, you're like, well, that was kind of a weird, quote unquote story. Then go back to last week when we detailed Cody and Lance Archer, right? That weird ass build up that they've done. And you look at what they ultimately did at the pay-per-view, and you're like, they're still doing these weird, like nonsensical, logic-defying things. It's just what they do. They just do these weird things that don't really follow logic. And it's not.
What did you think about that Stadium Stampede match?
It was just a goof fest. Like I said about the Money in the Bank, it was just a bunch of weird, goofy things happening, a bunch of skits. They fit in a lot of pop references, just like all the other one of these things does. Do you remember the Edge and Randy Orton match at WrestleMania this year?
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah, Zeus is like, no.
Nope.
It would have been funny if you did James' I refuse thing there. I refuse. Well, do you remember I had an issue with the Benoit suicide spot is what I call it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, it bothered me because I was like, I don't know what else they thought people are going to think about in that spot. Well, they did a spot in the Stadium Stampede where LAX are drowning Matt Hardy. Before they take him to the pool, they're like, let's make him sleep with the fishes or fishies. I think they might have said fishies, but and they start drowning him in the pool, and then he goes through gimmick changes each time, and then the last time they're drowning him in the pool, they're like they leave him like floating in the water, so he's floating face down in the water, and Excalibur, the commentator, says something like, they're leaving him for dead. And that whole thing bothered me when I watched it because I was like, Shad Gaspar just died like less than a week drowning in the Pacific Ocean, and y'all are doing this. And I know people are like, oh, but it's a callback to, the final deletion with Hardy and Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. And it's like, but like this was pre-taped, okay? They filmed this Friday night, and then they aired it Saturday night.
Right. So
they had time. They had time before they even thought about doing this, and then they had time after they did it to, go, well, should we air this part or not? I don't know. I personally found it somewhat. It bothered me because I'm like thinking, but that dude just died this way. I know people will say, well, years from now, no one will know that in context to this. And like, I guess, but in the immediacy, we have this context when we're watching it, when they're showing it to us, like, oh, hey.
Yeah, it was like the same thing with the WrestleMania and the Benoit spot, and then like a Dark Side of the Ring just aired, and like it was fresh in everybody's mind, and everybody was doing it to call back to this, and yeah, I definitely get it. It's but then again, these people think it's a great idea. Let's piggyback off a real tragedy. and it's sad.
Apparently, a lot of people never saw Jeff Jarrett ride a horse to the ring, by the way, when he was in the WWF, because people were hung up on the horse thing for a while. But they're like, us never seen a horse. Someone come out on a horse before. I was like, oh.
Well, there's a lot of people that watch wrestling now that they don't know anything from more than 5-10 years ago,
which is fine. I mean that's
just
there's no problem with
which
that.
is not fine. It's because of the no. Because you see the problem with that is, Pedro, is that they think nothing else has ever happened in wrestling.
Right.
They speak on it. And they said, this is the greatest thing ever because nobody's ever done it. And then they talk out of their ass and they're wrong.
Well, but
everything you've seen in wrestling has happened before. Trust me.
But look, you just tell people, you just say, hey, you point them to the references.
Yeah.
And it's up to them if they want to absorb that or not. I mean, that's up to the people. But
I remember when I remember when I tell people that Ric Flair was not the first Nature Boy.
Right.
Oh yes, he is. Yes, he is. No, he's not. You idiot. But it's so. It's been going on for years.
That women's match, I guess it was okay. I didn't think it was that great. I didn't think that match was that great. I think partly because my standards are probably way too high when it comes to women's matches because I always think of the stuff from Japan. So people have a lot to live up to. But I didn't think it was all that. I mean, they really didn't do that much. They brawled a bit. They Nyla Rose threw Hikaru Shida threw like a table that looked like a blackjack or some kind of gambling table thing, and they hit each other with the cane and had a finish. It was just like a match. I mean, it was just like a regular match, and people were like, "This was the best women's match in years," and I was like, "But."
Oh my God.
I mean, the Riho Nyla matches, in my opinion, were better than this match were. So, but people have a reason immediately why they want something to be whatever. Did y'all see kind of the weird, awkward thing that happened after that match on their social media?
No.
So, the AEW interviewer talked with Hikaru Shida after she won the title. And she set up a question. She was trying to word it in a way to make, I think she wanted Hikaru Shida to say, I won this for Hana Kimura or something like that. And Hikaru Shida looked a little caught off guard because it looked like she had something prepared in her mind that she wanted to say. And then they kind of threw her, what do you call it? Like kind of a loop or whatever. Or what's the expression? Threw you for a loop?
Yeah, threw her for a loop. Yeah.
Yeah, with this thing, but she said actually I did this for myself. I can only fight like for myself. That's the only way I can give my best, fight or performances for myself. And I guess some people were a little whatever about that, and so that was a weird side thing from the women's match. Did y'all see anything from Double or Nothing? You have any thoughts?
No.
Give me thoughts on the booking or whatever.
I mean, I just can't even. I mean, nothing. It's just not grabbing me enough to care.
My sentiments exactly, Zeus.
I mean,
exactly.
Whatever I see in passing, like I mean, I don't even know who wrestled who because I just don't care. I mean, I just don't. I don't have. I mean, nothing that you're doing just interests me at all.
Yeah, my position right now, I did not watch Dynamite at all, so I can't tell you much. I read what people said about it as you all know, there was a stretch I didn't have internet this week, and so when I got internet back yesterday, I read some threads about it and stuff. Apparently, the Revival are there now.
Yeah. They came in a pickup truck or some shit.
Really? I didn't hear about the pickup truck part. Oh my god!
Yeah, they drove in a motor vehicle, car, pickup truck, or something to rescue the Bucks. Apparently.
Oh my god! Well, the Bucks were being beaten down by the Butcher and the Blade, who were now dressed in white. Remember, they had the black gear with like the gimp mask and all this stuff going on,
Yeah.
and now they're dressed in white. And the Butcher and the Blade are angry because they lost the Bunny / Allie, because Allie has left them for QT Marshall in some weird storyline.
You actually want to know what something funny is? I know something funny. I have no idea who the hell you're talking about.
Right. Oh, I did. Wait, what was it? Was it on the pay-per-view that? Where did Brian Cage come in?
The pay-per-view, yeah.
Okay,
that ladder match.
Yeah, so I'm happy for him. You know.
Oh,
happy.
Who's going to be bigger? Who's going to be bigger? Brian Cage or AEW or Karrion Kross in NXT?
Oh, Cross.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have to let it play out.
Yeah.
No, there's no contest there. I don't think AEW knows what to do with fucking Cage.
I'm just gonna say this, James. I am not gonna put 100% confidence that either promotion does anyone right by anyone. Okay, with AEW, if you come in, they might give you a big push to build you up towards jobbing to the Elite or one of their friends. So there's always going to be that danger in AEW.
Everybody was waiting for Brody Lee to show up. Look what they did to him. They put him in an ill-fitting suit.
Oh, what they did with Brody Lee, it was just dumb. I mean, we talked about this a while back. They just miscast everyone. Him, Matt Hardy, and Lance Archer. They miscast all of them. They should have shuffled all that.
What are they doing to Lance Archer? I mean, so I have no confidence whatsoever that they're going to do the right thing.
But now I'm not going to say 100% that I think the WWE can't drop the ball with Cross or anyone.
Oh, they can, yeah.
They totally
they
can drop the ball with anyone and everyone, because we have seen them do that. Even their quote unquote chosen ones, the ones people think that they're going to push no matter what, they drop the ball on those people. So it's like
Roman Reigns.
Hey, shout out to Angie in the chat room.
What's up, Angie? Wakey, eggs and bacon.
I was gonna say, okay. Cage came in. He won that ladder match so he gets a shot at John Moxley in the AEW title at the next show. I think it's Fighter.
I totally forgot he was champ.
You know, after he won the title, it feels like his momentum just died. It just totally died. That's how it feels. It would be better almost to just be in the Elite than to have a title in AEW, it feels. But speaking of titles,
how about that TNT piece of shit plastic plate thing that looked like it was made by Zero's mom's on a Tuesday? That shit looks horrible.
Holy shit, James.
That belt looks like disgusting. What the hell is that?
Do y'all believe the story that the belt was unfinished?
Well, all right. So the reason I think that it was unfinished is due to that one photograph of it being on that cutting board, on that green cutting board. Okay. And it had not only, and see, here's another thing that ruined it for me, is because it had that golden square with the AEW logo on it that's supposed to be on there. Supposedly, and it also has a Cody Rhodes nameplate.
Yeah. So
I'm like,
that's foreshadowing.
Right. It's not foreshadowing. That's fucking a spoiler.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember what they did back in February when Riho lost the title to Nyla Rose? What did they do before the match?
If Riho we wouldn't be asking you, Pedro. Just say it.
Well, okay, Riho was coming out, and they were talking about her in past tense. Do y'all remember me complaining about this? They talked about her
Yeah, I remember that.
before the match starts. They're
Yeah,
like,
she was a former champion. Yeah.
yeah, that's how they were talking about it before the match starts. And I was like, oh, she's losing the title. And yeah, she lost the title.
Well, I'll tell you this: if the belt is finished, if it's unfinished, if it's 85% finished, 60, who knows? Who cares? It still looks like absolute shit.
Right.
Okay?
So
That belt is horrible.
here's another thing. So if it wasn't finished, don't present it. Okay? You know what people usually get when they win a fucking tournament is a trophy. Just
Right.
go out, get a generic trophy, and present that to the winner and say, hey, the belt's not done yet because of COVID. We'll present it to the winner, hopefully before they lose it in a couple of weeks.
On TV, have a ceremony, yeah, exactly. But no, they're gonna drag this piece of shit out. It looks horrible. And those side plates, I don't want to get into them, right, Zeus?
Apparently, that's like the old Takewood Drive Studios or something. It looks like a station.
Yeah, I saw something about that. It's supposed to be some old studio. Yeah.
If that's the Takewood Drive studio front, it's still fucking hideous. I'm like, that is just like an insanely bad choice for the two immediate side plates.
I had to apologize to Gumby now because I'll take his belt any day over that piece of shit. Let me tell you.
We saw the mock-up of what it's supposed to look like finished, and it looked like they just photoshopped the big gold belt elements onto it.
I've seen other ones. I've seen it with gold accents on it. I think people are just fucking around passing shit.
Okay.
Yeah, Angie, it's definitely the ugliest belt I've ever seen as well. That shit's hard. It's horrible. It's horrible. Sucks balls.
YYH, I missed this. Unlike most other girls, my uterus ovaries didn't burst when Paige rode in a horse. Yeah. Apparently, a lot of women were taken when Hangman Page came out on that horse on the Stadium Stampede match. I'll say real fast, touching back on that, the one person I thought actually came out of that Stadium Stampede match looking really good was Sammy Guevara. Not because of anything he did fighting-wise, but just his sense of comedic timing and the way he sort of advanced his own kind of persona in the match. He was like the brightest star of that match, in my opinion. But anyways, moving back.
Why don't you ask Jim Cornette about that match?
Oh, God. But I mean, again, the match is not that different from the Money in the Bank, from a bunch of other things that... Did y'all ever see that DDT empty Tokyo Dome thing with Minoru Suzuki?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay. I can't remember who he's fighting, but there is an angle they did in DDT where some guy challenged Minoru Suzuki to a fight at the Tokyo Dome. And then like months or a year later, or however far away it was, they have a match at the Tokyo Dome, but it's an empty Tokyo Dome. And it's full of all these guest spots and skits, and there's like a deal where they're playing baseball and Meiko Satomura is trying to pitch and she's doing a terrible job at it and like all this kind of stuff. It's it's a lot like that, I mean, you can go back further. I mean, you can even think about like Goldust versus Roddy Piper from WrestleMania 12. That's almost a touch with that. They even did a pop reference in there with when they parodied the O.J. Simpson car chase and like that. Did y'all ever see that horrible Antonio Inoki Masa Saito like island death match where they're like running?
Years ago,
running around that island and then they end up in that makeshift ring and it's like it's so boring. It's so boring. Anyways.
NXT wasn't bad.
Anyways, that TNT title. Oh my God,
that's horrible.
And then Mike Tyson was yawning at some point during the match, and they showed it on camera. Like,
why? Oh yeah, he was sitting. He was sitting down yawning.
Oh my God! Why would you cut to that?
But man, when he went to get in Jericho's face, boy, he was on then, man.
Yeah.
He was like ready to rip his head off. He goes from like 0 to 100 really fast.
I don't care how old Mike Tyson is. Don't fuck with him.
That's right.
Do not.
Yeah, apparently they did more with him and Jericho on Wednesday, but I didn't see
He
it.
did get into great shape, though. Holy shit, man. See what he looked like now? I'm like, look at Tyson go, man. He got into good shape. He was a fat bastard about like a year ago, you know? He looks good now, though. But don't, I wouldn't get in his face, man. It's crazy.
What else happened this week? SmackDown. We all watched SmackDown last night.
Well, NXT wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, NXT. What the fuck? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Dude.
NXT wasn't bad.
So I Ciampa had a match, and then Scarlett came out and just stood there, and she looked really fucking creepy.
Yeah,
like the way her hair was and everything, just staring at him with that blank stare. And I was like, to me, it gave me like Hellraiser vibes, like she's about to become a Cenobite at any second, and fucking chains are gonna drop from the ceiling and rip fucking Ciampa. I'm serious, man.
Not for nothing, but I hope that job is getting hazard pay because he got the shit kicked out of him by fucking Cross, and now he got destroyed by fucking Ciampa. Jesus Christ, man! I hope he gets hazard pay. Oh, he's getting dropped on his head like nothing.
So, and then we had and it's official, Cross versus Ciampa at Takeover.
Yeah, I hope that's. I hope they take the gloves off and let them go at it.
Yeah,
I really do.
And so, are they saving the cruiserweight final for the Takeover too, or was that?
No, I think it's Wednesday.
Yeah,
I think it's Wednesday. They're going to show it Wednesday.
Okay.
Yes, Wednesday.
So,
they had a three-way: Kushida, Drake Maverick, and Jake Atlas on Wednesday. This week.
I like the finish to that match. That was a very interesting finish how they did it. I did like the finish. Kushida had him in a submission. Had this in submission.
Yeah.
Drake Maverick covered, and the ref went for the 3 on the 2 count. Atlas tapped out, but they gave the 3 count over the Maverick, so he won. So it's actually kind of cool they did that.
Angie, the wrestler who got their teeth knocked out, that was Timothy Thatcher, and I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was a work. I think it was work.
It was a work, because after that happened, there was no blood in his mouth the whole rest of the match.
Yeah.
So his mouth was dry. So that's a bad work.
Not like what happened? Wasn't it Cesaro a couple months ago?
Oh yeah, that was disgusting. Oh.
Sorry.
He had his teeth pushed up in his gums.
Yeah, that Kushida, that 3-way, that was fun. I thought I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
match.
It was a good match. It was a pretty good match.
There's good matches. It seemed.
That tag team match with Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte, and
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. Is it me or Chelsea Green looked lost in that match?
It didn't look like she was. I don't know if that was meant or I don't know, but because the character anyway. That the character of her should be a little bit uncomfortable or uneasy to be in that match just because that was a big step up for her.
Right.
That was a huge step up for the character. So maybe that was intended.
It's possible.
I mean, 'cause she, she's done good character work, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Versus some people. So
Yeah.
Possibly.
No, she has.
Oh.
She has, but there was a moment there like she looked completely lost in that ring. I was like, okay, did she forget a spot? Did she forget this? Did she forget that? Because she looked like, wait a minute. Now I don't know if it's intentional or not. As you said, Zeus, but I don't think she belonged in that match in the first place because it kind of ruined the story for me a little bit. I'm like,
someone had to.
Why are they injecting? No. Actually, what they should do is that nobody wants to team with Charlotte, and then have her face them alone. Have them beat the shit out of Charlotte. Add more to the storyline. Add to Charlotte's character how she is the most hated woman.
Excuse me.
Add to that storyline, because I didn't think Chelsea Green, or and she could have been anyone. I don't think anyone else should have been in that match with her because I think it ruined the story for me, at least. But the match was pretty decent. It was okay.
You know what match I thought wasn't bad at all was Shotzi Blackheart versus Raquel.
I like her. Yeah, I like Shotzi Blackheart.
What's Raquel's last name?
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, yeah.
Well, you gotta think it's Giant Gonzalez. That's her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man, did you see that bump Shotzi took?
Yeah, that was rough.
That was crazy.
Not for nothing, but Raquel Gonzalez looks a little bit like, in the face, she looks a little bit like Damian Priest. I hope she don't cut promos like him. But she does look like him a little bit. I was like, that's a little brutal right there.
Well, she's got Dakota Kai to cut promos at the moment.
Thank God. Yeah. So, she's learning, she's learning a little bit better, in the ring, So, but I love Shotzi Blackheart. She's awesome.
Yeah, they had one of the worst segments I saw this week. Not the worst, but one of the worst segments I saw this week with Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, and then Mia Yim ending their deal with the.
Okay. I refuse. I refuse. That's horrible. The only redeeming quality about that entire segment is whoever chick was that she delivered the pizza had an Eddie Guerrero shirt on. That was the only redeeming quality.
That was Tegan Knox.
Yeah. Tegan Knox had a Latino Heat shirt on. That's it.
And yeah, she ate like all the pizza, but one slice. Yeah.
It was horrible. That whole segment was horrible. Oh God.
What else? The main event. I didn't get to finish seeing the main event because that steel cage / pit MMA pit style. I don't know what the hell they called it.
Yeah, it was like a pit match.
Yeah, the pit match had like a scaffolding and a cage, right? I don't know what the fuck was it.
But they couldn't call it a Lions Den match, so
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. I'll say this about that match. It was pretty good. It was stiff, man. Those guys were beating the shit out of each other. I'll tell you that.
It was very very MMA style. I did watch very that. And guard passing and stuff like that. And so it was interesting. I mean, it's for a change is I saw a lot of people didn't understand it on my feed, but they were just like, are they fighting? Are they wrestling? Or what are they? It
was like an MMA fight, right? It was like an MMA fight, yeah. Yeah, but apparently Riddle did that, so now he's up. Now he's going to SmackDown, so we'll see what happens with that. So
I was told, one of my mutuals on Twitter was like, they said from now on, for the next 5 to 7 years, Matt Riddle is going to be that guy on SmackDown. And I'm like, which guy? Like that guy. I'm like, do you mean like The Miz, The Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena, Booker T? Who do you mean? And he's like, maybe he's something like John Cena or Randy Orton. I'm like, okay. I just wanted you to clarify who he's, which guy he's supposed to be like, because there's been a lot of guys, He hasn't even stepped into he hasn't even been called up yet and
This guy has either way. He can't even go on Raw. There's a whole shit with Goldberg.
Oh, and Samoa Joe has replaced Jerry Lawler on commentary permanently.
Oh wow!
Oh really? Yeah. Wow. They've been dying to get Lawler for a while now.
I think it's kind of a good move for Samoa Joe. Like, of course, we all loved him in the ring or whatever. I think, but he is very injury prone. He's been very injury prone for a while, and that just, but he can still.
What do you think that happens more? Let me ask you guys a question. What do you think happens more? Samoa Joe getting injured or Nia Jax injuring someone? Yeah, because apparently she injured Io Shirai again.
No, Kairi Hojo, Kairi saying whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
But it was just a little cut, though. It wasn't like she's been.
Yeah, but everybody's making it out like she injured her.
She hurt her a while. She hurt her a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That backstage segment. Yeah.
People are saying that what I've heard is that the recent thing is actually was Kairi's fault, is what they're saying.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't seem like anybody was. It seemed like some people were overblowing it, but everything I saw was just like it was an accidental cut. Kind of happened. So
yeah, Nia Jax has injured a number of people. She injured Charlotte Flair once. She injured Bailey before. She's injured just a number of people. But it just it just is what it is, I guess.
A lot of people love to throw blame, but some of the it's just
stuff happens sometimes.
And it's in this day and age, I think if those girls really held her responsible for it, they would say something on social media or something.
Oh, I would sure, yeah. I would,
and it's not like she's been, punished by the, by the powers that be, and
right.
She hadn't been sent packing or punished, or they didn't make her be in a fucking angle where she's in love with Otis or anything. So I think she's probably doing all right.
Zeus, they did try to do a romance angle with her one time. Who was it with, James? This was like a year ago.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Was it Drew Gulak or no? It was
no.
Noam Door, wasn't it? Noam Door, or was it someone else?
I think so. I think it was Noam Door. Yeah, I think it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, they just tried to do a romance angle with her.
Yeah, it sucked balls.
It's like it seems like every female wrestler has to do a romance angle at some point. It seems on the WWE.
You got a 75-year-old man at the helm. Okay, and he falls back on a lot of fucking the same shit. So.
And we all fell back into the loving arms and embrace of Otis and Mandy.
Oh, bro, don't even say it like that, Pedro.
That Fast Times at Ridgemont High flashback, I don't know what was going on.
They had a dream.
It's like, if you're going to have a dream, okay, like that, and then you wake up and you're basically living that dream anyway, it's like, what's the point of fucking dreaming?
SmackDown. Watch SmackDown live on Fox. That's where you get live PD and you get Fast Times at Ridgemont High on the same show.
Yeah. You had a live PD opening. You got a Fast Times at Ridgemont High dream sequence tribute.
Does it look like my neighbor's backyard? I was about to peep over his fence to see that was happening in his backyard. I was like, oh shit, is that my neighbor? Let me see that. I was like, is Otis next door? What the hell?
Oh my god!
Like I said, if he was a fan, he would have been banned from every arena everywhere. If he walked around like that, acting like that.
Flus, what's going on? Flusmaker's hanging out.
Flus is there.
Flusmaker.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? It's been forever.
Not for nothing, but I don't want Otis in my pool. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know.
Sasha Banks wore an armband that said Hana on it.
Yes.
Yeah, and the New Day was wearing Shad. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's more repercussions from last week, the shittiest week in wrestling history. But here's something here's another thing we all some of us got together and we watched some Stardom together this week, and that helped me a lot. Watching Hannah Kimura as alive, fun, and doing her thing. That was a lot of fun, and that definitely needed that.
Yeah, I was really depressed last weekend about that whole deal.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you watch some of the tribute videos and stuff around, you can get really depressed still. But yeah, watching like some of her matches this past Monday, yeah, it was nice. Like I thought it would be painful, but it wasn't. It like put it into. It was like, oh, this is how we should think about her. I mean, because we're fans, and she was a wrestler. This is how we should think about her.
And she was, she was just an amazing, unique person, and she fit perfectly in her part of, Stardom, and she's going to be very missed.
And I mean, Stardom, to say they had a rough week last week is, an understatement. Arisa Hoshiki was going to be, they had all these giant plans for her, and she had to retire because of head and neck injuries.
Yeah.
And
then Hannah Kimura.
Yeah, what happened with Hana, and now it's people. Some fans have been wondering, well, what are they going to do now? And it's like, no one knows. I mean, we'll have to wait and see how they figure things out, because Bushi Road had a plan for 4 big stars going forward: Mayu, Arisa, Hana, and Julia, and now half of that is gone. So
right. So
Julia.
Yeah, and I think Konami is I think she's really good. That they have a lot of pieces.
I mean, to me, the most obvious one that they can move up immediately into like at least the Arisa spot is Tam Nakano, because she's got a set character that the fans know about, and she produces good matches when she's in big time matches, so that she can easily take the Arisa spot. There's no way to replace Hana. There's just no way to replace her. There's no one like her. And you couldn't get someone like her because it just no such thing exists.
Yeah.
So that'll be you can't really have another person in that spot, but you can have someone different like fill a spot. If you have to have 4 people going forward, they can't replace Hana, but they can just be this new 4th spot. And I mean, to me, the obvious one there would be Momo, because they've already pushed her to the moon in the past and then de-pushed her, but I mean, she can just be pushed back. But yeah, that's a terrible situation. But yeah, watching the matches it did help a lot. It was. I would say people should watch. They should watch some of her matches and remember her like that.
Yeah. Here's something else interesting. Yesterday, I watched World Championship Wrestling from 1984.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was one of the Saturday night shows, and it was a hell of a damn good program, man. Ole Anderson and Gordon Soley on the commentary, and they were announcing that that they were having a new tournament for the NWA National Tag Team Champions. And dude, the tag team tournament was stacked as fuck. Of course, the Road Warriors were in it. The Spoiler and Jake Roberts were a team in it.
The Spoiler, my God, remember him?
Yeah, so the Legion of Doom had two teams in it. Conga the Barbarian, actually, he was like King Conga at the time, but it was him and King Kong Bundy were a team. I think Junkyard Dog and Sweet Brown Sugar. Ted DiBiase was in the. I mean, it's just this really just stacked freaking tournament, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart was still.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was still with them, kind of in passing. He was still making the rounds in the even in 1984. So they had that going on, and like the whole episode was the Legion of Doom was kicking the shit out of everybody, and I mean, and it was like there was like 4 run-ins, and like the Road Warriors had a match, and then later in the second hour, Hawk had a match, and then they ran in on everybody, and there was one match which was really an odd match, but it was a very scientific wrestling style match. It was Ronnie Garvin against Les Thornton, and Les Thornton was the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion at the time, and Ronnie Garvin was the TV champion. And so it was really interesting because like Ronnie Garvin was like doing everything, he was being real scientific. He had this like, what did he call it? Is it like a finish chin lock? But it's like every time that they picked, that the guy picked up, Thornton picked up Garvin to like try to suplex him or throw him. It's like he kept that thing locked on around his neck and kept it going. And it was just the whole show was just really incredible. And I mean, just so much stuff. And to see Hawk wrestle again in a second match was pretty cool too. So, that was a great watch.
Hey, guess who's in the chat room? It's Zero.
What's going on, brother?
Zero.
Zeus, that sounds like an awesome episode.
Yeah, that's an old WCW. Those are classics, man. See, that stuff like that is good stuff, man. It makes you miss like wrestling,
Well,
instead we get Mandy and Otis by the fucking pool.
But look, this is a good thing to throw out there. If you're ever like disillusioned with whatever's going on right now and you can't find anything from anywhere around the world that you enjoy, then just watch some old stuff. I mean,
yeah, or you watch something like Harley Quinn's animated series, which I'm totally all into. I know it's not wrestling, but that shit is not for kids. It's amazing, and I appreciate the lookout for hooking me up with it. But that show is no joke. They make fun of everybody in that show. It's awesome, and there's like big voice talents doing that thing too. So it's good stuff, man. You should watch that. So that's also pretty good.
And how can you watch it, James?
Oh, on Sci-Fi On Demand. They got the entire first season. Check it out. It's good shit. It's great, man. It's great. I mean, if you get Harley Quinn to tell somebody to, kiss her ass, go fuck off, it's awesome. It's awesome.
That's not a
Harley
kid's
Quinn.
cartoon.
No, not at all. I mean, it's good shit. It's funny, man. Even the Joker's, this is amazing shit.
Oh,
Like Harley Quinn saying that Batman fucks bats. It's weird. It's funny. It's funny.
James, what's the full title of the show?
I think it's called Harley Quinn animated series, something like that. It's not. It's just cut short. So
okay.
it's just Harley Quinn animated series. There was something longer than that, but they cut it. So, but it's good, man. It's good. It's good. Batman. Remember the three last? Do you remember the last three Christopher Nolan Batman movies?
Yes.
Remember the last one with Bane?
Yes.
Okay, well, the animated Bane that talks just like the Bane in the movie, and everybody makes fun and everybody makes fun of his voice in the cartoon. Everybody chomps on his voice. Why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? You sound like you have a dick in your mouth. I mean, it's some funny shit. It's hysterical. It's hysterical. Harley Quinn, fools. Harley Quinn animated series on Sci-Fi. Check it out. If you get disillusioned with SmackDown Live PD, check that out. Yeah, because I don't want to see Otis.
Soon to be the next episode of Cheaters.
Yeah, please. Don't go and cheat if I haven't done it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Can you imagine if they did Cheaters but with Otis and Mandy?
Oh my god!
Because she's gonna cheat on him.
I refuse. I can't.
Who is she gonna cheat on him with?
I don't know.
This is predicting. Like, who do you predict? It'll be his partner.
Yeah, but what happened to his partner anyway? He disappeared, right?
Disappeared off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
Hey, James, wasn't there another show you were watching?
Yes. So over on Netflix, I was watching Filthy Rich. It's a story about Jeffrey Epstein. That's some intense and some powerful TV show watching. It's a quick 5 episodes. I suggest anybody who was really into the Jeffrey Epstein whole story and how far it goes back. And he honestly thought he was untouchable, and he thought he had the goods on everybody, and he can get away with whatever he wanted to. It's very interesting. I suggest you watch it. It's some powerful stuff. It's good stuff. That's good TV.
Flu said, well, I don't watch the empty arena shows. Wrestlers without a crowd to work is just too cringy. Check out the No People Gate show by Stardom, Flus. It's on YouTube. So check that out sometime. In my opinion, it's like the best No People show that anyone actually did in terms of overall as a show, in my opinion. But
how come I can't see Zero in the chat? Did Zero block me?
No, Zero.
I don't see him either.
No, does anybody else see him in the chat? No.
Here's what he said earlier. He said, give Jungle Kiona the red belt, damn it. But Stardom is in a fucking hard place. I didn't mean to say that so angrily. Lost Hazuki and could get to Chris Wolf, all to retirement, and now Hana. Yes, Stardom is in a bad place.
I don't see that comment anywhere in my chat, so.
Right.
I
don't either.
Oh, okay.
You all saw it on the screen, though, right?
Yeah, we saw it on the screen, but we don't see it on in the YouTube channel.
Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. Like, it's on.
Hey, Zeus, he blocked us. He blocked us. He goes, fuck those assholes. He blocked us.
No, I doubt it's anything like that. I doubt it's anything like that.
It is Pedro's channel too, though. So maybe he's got some privacy settings on.
Yeah, well, yeah. Who knows?
If I have some kind of privacy settings, I wouldn't know about it. I mean, y'all know how technologically backwards I am, but
oh yeah. Because you're still putting quarters in your phone to get the dial-up to work.
Please deposit 25 cents for the next 3 minutes. Sorry, because I thought Zero blocked me. I said, well, what's wrong, Zero? I guess he doesn't like me anymore. Yeah, but his mom still does, so that's okay.
Oh, dang.
Zero, I love you, buddy. I'm dying to talk X-Men with you, man. We gotta get together to talk some X-Men.
Y'all just gonna exchange your mama jokes.
But no, because our Fox is gonna. I mean, no, because Disney's gonna reintroduce the X-Men soon. So I'm dying to talk to. I'm dying to talk to Zero about the X-Men stuff. Huh? So I don't know how they're gonna redo it, but suppose it's gonna happen like a Guardians of the Galaxy style. I don't know. So some shit's gonna happen. Who knows?
X-Men, X today. Do y'all remember that one? X today, X-Men coming your way.
That means we're gonna have a new Wolverine, and no, it's not gonna be Hugh Jackman. So.
Flu's Jungle Kiona is awesome. If you've never seen her wrestle, she's awesome. The bad thing about Jungle Kiona,
they're all awesome.
Yeah, they're all awesome, but like Jungle Kiona, the bad thing for her is she's so good at her role of putting others over, of making people have like their best sort of title match and things like that she never gets the big push. Like her fans never, she's always the bridesmaid or whatever. She never gets to have the big push, but she's awesome.
Do you know what's looking awesome these days? Sonya Deville.
Oh man, that gear was awesome last night.
That gear was legit.
It looked like she was like some.
There's a Trinity from Matrix.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Her entrance, ring gear, everything. The in-ring gear. Her attitude now. She's definitely stepping up.
The thing with Lacey, the match with Lacey wasn't that bad. I was like, oh, they're gonna drag this out. Like they're gonna have like a feud. I wasn't into that, but I guess that she has to do something while they wait to do whatever later. I guess,
but I'm digging her look. I'm digging the way she's handling herself. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got to give credit where credit's due. I was never the biggest Bailey guy, but she is killing it as a heel. Oh. She was awesome on commentary yesterday.
Bailey and Nikki Cross were hilarious on commentary.
Oh, that shit was funny. She was like, "Stop kicking the table! You don't tell me what to do." That shit was hysterical. I was losing my shit. That was funny shit yesterday.
That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole deal, like she's done this a few times where she just randomly throws Sasha into a match or whatever.
Yeah.
Sasha was in those high heels and she's like, I don't have my shoes. So then Bailey has to run to the bus to get the shoes, and then when we come back, like she has like those high heel boot things like on the table with her, and and then like at the end when Sasha won, Bailey's like has her title and she has Sasha's boots like in the other hand, and, like she's holding it like a trophy or something. Like, yeah, Bailey's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome because then I was never the biggest Bailey guy, but she's awesome.
Yeah, she's having fun she's having fun with the character and
absolutely. She was talking shit to the people behind the plexiglass too. I love that. She's like, "Shut up! I didn't tell you to speak." I was like, "Oh my god!" I love it.
I liked when she was slapping the plexiglass and she's like pointing to Sasha, saying, "She's the best."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome stuff.
Sasha and Alexa both seem to be moving somewhat gingerly.
Yeah, that was a little iffy.
Somewhat softly and gingerly. I was like, are they working through injuries or?
It looked like Alexa was protecting her right arm. I was like, And then after that, it went straight to a shitty, bad vignette of the Forgotten Pop. Oh. I was like, why are they on my television?
Because they're your favorite tag team. No, I'm joking.
Oh. I mean, he couldn't say shit in Impact, and now he's not saying nothing on this TV. What is he there for? I'm like, why? Oh, I can't. I can't. The Forgotten Pop sucked at NXT, and they're not even worse on SmackDown. Hey, did you see the faces of the New Day that were trying to put over the Forgotten Pop in their promo? It was like it was like someone was twisting their arm. They're like, oh yeah, the Forgotten Sons are really good. Yeah. Oh, come on, please. Just go away with your G shorts. Just leave. Just go.
We had on the graphic you made, Zeus, for the show this week. You had Arisa on there. And I wanted to say real quickly, for anyone who hasn't seen like her stuff, some matches you should check out. Watch like the match where she beats Momo for the Wonder Stardom match title, even, excuse me. Watch her title defenses against Tam Nakano versus Jungle Kiona and versus Hazuki. Those are all like worth watching. And her match against Konami, which you can see from We Are Stardom. I can't remember what episode that was, but that was a good match. She's got a lot of stuff that's worth going out there and check out. So,
I gotta get into Stardom. Like every time I try to get into it, it just doesn't happen. I really have to sit down and watch it.
That's why you watching it all together, you start to learn who's who a little more, and because Pedro kind of gives a little narration and things as things are going on, since we don't understand what the hell anybody's saying.
He's the more Ronaldo of Stardom. He's Pedro.
No. No. What's the thing he always says, Mamma Mia? Or is that what Carl says? Mamma Mia?
Yeah. Mamma Mia, yeah.
Now I have to do that next time we watch Stardom. I have to be like, Mamma Mia.
I can't.
Anything else going on? Didn't Mid-South Moments have a...
Mid-South Moments podcast. Definitely check them out, because I think he says part 1 of 2 he actually has Ricky Morton on there.
Oh, look at that cock and balls. Ricky Morton. He does tell good stories, though, I gotta admit.
Well, I mean, you can't deny how fucking crazy over they were. So,
they were ridiculous. Yeah. Well, I used to like watching a lot of his shoot interviews. It was funny, especially the heat that he had with Kevin Nash. That was hysterical. All those shoot interviews he did. That's some funny shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just waiting for NXT TakeOver. Ruining it.
That's next week.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Sunday, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think June 7th. Yeah, next Sunday, yeah.
Oh, look. Zero. Don't know if y'all came across the news, but DJ Krista Joseph got released from the WWE yesterday. Time to get that Lucha Underground resurrection plan in motion now.
Yeah. That actually showed up in my chat. Yeah. Yeah, I said, hi, Zero. How are you?
Yeah. So, the MMM show guys were, or somebody was saying, if they, they could potentially bring it back, but of course it would be a completely different animal.
Yeah, but here's a chance to improve on it, right? I mean, here's a chance to really make sure it's done right. Well,
I mean, it could be done. I don't know if it can be done right, because I mean, basically, you're going to have to kill off everybody that's somewhere else, or completely ignore them. Just kind of have them lost in time, lost in whatever, in case they ever do come back. But
Aerostar. Look, it's really easy.
You got the perfect storyline with Aerostar.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say it's really easy. Aerostar and
Drago
and Drago Boss Dario. You can have Aerostar and Dario trying to do some time travel thing, and it goes awry. And
Right, that's all. And then you get a whole new different versions of our characters played by somebody else, you know? Like, oh my God, this is an alternate universe, almost like the multiverse in DC, you know? Oh, look, there's, here's Matanza, but it's not the Matanza we know, you know? We go like in so many different directions.
Angie, on the Terrace House, is it permanently canceled? No one knows. This season is canceled. They're not going to release any of the episodes that they didn't release yet. And apparently I've heard they may be just deleting the entire season from streaming and stuff in a little bit down the line. Yeah, no one knows what'll happen. So there's no telling. It might have made too much money to go away for good. So,
Well, we'll just have to see. But it's who knows where that's going to end up at. But it's definitely left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. From the fandom, which a lot of fandoms suck anyway. So,
I've never seen Terrace House. What is that?
it's a reality TV show in Japan where you get like 6 attractive people living in a house together.
That's where the whole stuff came up, James.
With the whole Hanakamura. Right, okay, I got you now. Thank you for explaining. I got you.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that show. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that was the name of the show.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
gotcha.
With, all these fans bombarding her on apparently every social media platform that they could find of hers to ridicule her and tell her to kill herself.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I mean, they have they've had a weird other thing come up from it now that after this has happened, people have been trying to mob what they've been calling it mobbing, trying to mob Kai, one of the contestants that she was having issues with in the storylines or whatever. They've been trying to mob him on social media, and stuff. So,
are we de-evolving as a society with all the violence and all the stuff that's going on right now, and the people telling people to kill themselves, and all the stuff happening in the world? Like, are we de-evolving? It's sad. Everybody's taking like 3 steps backwards.
James, I was gonna say it's the lack of Nako wafers, but I mean I don't know.
I'm happy to be alive each and every day. I mean, I'm happy. I count myself blessed to be alive every day because it's been a struggle. But these people take life for granted and do horrible things, do stupid things. It's sad. It's just sad.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's sad. I guess I need to watch more Otis and Mania in the pool.
Yeah.
No. You need to watch more Stardom with us. So.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to see no more Otis and Mania dream sequences. I don't want to see no more Otis. I don't want to see a wet Otis. No, I can't see him come out of the pool.
Shit. Wet Otis. A wet Otis.
That sounds like a sex move. Wet Otis.
Come on, baby. Let's do that wet Otis. Come on, I'm going to go home and get that guitar string.
Oh, my God.
He's like, we can go outside and walk the dog.
Oh, yeah, Mandy. You want me to bring out the wet Otis? No, this is terrible. I apologize. Oh, God.
You must have had to pay Mandy a lot of money to kiss Otis. Oh, yeah.
It's terrible.
Oh, my God. That's horrible.
We're out of time.
Yeah.
On that note, wet Otis.
Wet Otis.
WWE Creative hears us.
That is not a good look.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this? What is this, Zero? He said, wait, Otis is what Lex calls James from behind? Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Oh, damn, Zero. You almost made me. I almost went through the whole show without thinking of Lex Luger. Good job. Thanks.
Yeah.
Damn, fucking Zero. I love that guy. He's all right. You're all right in my book, Zero. It's okay. Even regardless of what your mother tells me at night, pillow talk. It's all good. It's all good. Wet Otis. Live PD, Wet Otis. Stuff's going on. Hockey rink setups. What the hell's happening to professional wrestling? Jesus.
I feel like we were about to launch into an improv of Ball of Confusion or something.
Ball of Confusion. Hey. No. Hey, no. Oh, yeah. There you go.
I'm like looking at my screen like a fucking tennis match because I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing. I'm just going back and forth. What are y'all talking about? And I don't want to know.
We have no clue.
You don't know the song "Ball of Confusion"?
No.
Yeah, Zeus, you don't know the song?
Well, there's who did it originally, James? I'm can't remember.
Oh shit! I forgot the name of the band.
I always think of the Love and Rockets version from the '80s, but there's an act in the '70s.
That's the one I'm thinking. Yeah.
But the Love and Rockets
in the '80s was famous. Yeah,
Love and Rockets they did kind of like a rap rock thing, and
they're
talking about all these things going on, at the time, social, political stuff, and then
right. The original Ball of Confusion was done in the '70s. I forgot who did it, but but it was like a mom and papa type of band.
Do what now?
It was like a type of band. Almost like the Mamas and the Papas.
No, it was like it was an R&B group. It was an R&B group.
Yeah, but the sound was more like Mamas and the Papas and old school R&B.
No. This was like a funky song. This was a funky song when it came out.
So I mean, it's just a third version of a cover then, because I've heard like a Mamas and the Papas type of cover as well, old school from the '70s. So so it's like three of them floating around.
Now I have to look this up.
Ball of Confusion. Everybody's saying in the chat out now, like, what the hell?
The first one is by the Temptations in 19.
There you go. That's the original, right?
Yeah, that's the original. Then Tina Turner did a version in 1982, and then of course Love and the Rockets did their version.
All right, so then that means it must have been a cover band. I heard. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. We'll get off the subject and we'll get off the show. Ball of Confusion.
Yeah. Zeus is like, what the hell's going on?
This is like these obscure music things they bring up.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. So y'all got anything to plug or talk about or push before we go?
No. Well, peep my pin tweet of Hanakamura art if you want.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, that was great looking art. That was amazing stuff. And you guys should check out Zeus's.
My buddy Jason did the colors and
good stuff, man. Great stuff.
Talk with him this week. He did another round of chemo this week, so he's still hanging in there. So
everybody stay strong, man. You stay strong. Yeah. Everybody got to stay strong. Everybody has to stay safe. Everybody's got to keep fighting.
Stay safe. From the COVID stuff going around. Stay safe and
smile, man.
The other situation.
Enough with the hate. Smile.
And smile.
Smile, man. Crack a little joke. Smile.
Be good to each other.
Yeah, man. A kind word goes a long way. Believe me.
Everyone just take care of yourselves and your loved ones.
Yeah. Everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, and Angie, Floof, YYH, and Zero. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Andy, Flu, Zero. Everyone be good. Everyone take care and adios.
Peace.